It is generally accepted that tourism has become an integral part of human life, only with the development of scientific and technological progress. Nowadays, we can easily buy a plane or train ticket, pack a backpack with the essentials, and set out to explore the world. However, just a couple of centuries ago, travel was not so easy. The term tourism dates back to the 19th century, when new horizons and opportunities began to open up for humanity. It was an era of travel and exploration for adventurers and pioneers. Almost every aristocratic family of that time could afford short trips to neighboring countries, taking along a considerable amount of belongings. Large trunks followed those who wanted to see the world. Wealthy people hired special workers who packed all the necessary items for the journey into trunks. They also hired staff to organize and arrange the luggage so that nothing would be damaged or get wet. It may seem strange to hear about it now, but everything changed in 1858 when the first flat suitcase named Trianon was introduced in Paris. This suitcase was invented by the man whose name is now known to everyone, Louis Vuitton. The first Louis Vuitton workshop was opened in Paris in 1854, and since then, the fate of this brand was destined to become a symbol of the highest quality and luxury. Louis Vuitton was born on August 4, 1821, in the small town of Champigny in southern France. From an early age, he had to go through many hardships. He helped his father on the farm from morning till night, but there was not enough money for a decent living, and food was a luxury. His mother passed away when he was only 10 years old, and shortly after, his father also died. At the age of 13, Louis set off on a solo journey to Paris in search of a better life. It was a journey into the unknown that took several years, and included many odd jobs to sustain himself along the way. Kind people helped him with accommodation, fed him, and shared their life stories with him. It wasn't until the age of 16 that Louis Vuitton finally reached Paris. The first couple of weeks in the fashionable capital were a real struggle for the young man. He wandered the streets in search of work, slept wherever he could, and life was harsh on him. Until one day, at the age of 16, he saw a beautiful box with neatly packed items inside it in a shop window. Its shape, color, and curves attracted Louis so much that he dared to step inside to see all the beauty, not through the glass. The workshop was full of visitors, and Louis immediately noticed that the workers were overwhelmed due to the large influx of people. Gathering courage, he approached the workshop manager and offered his help. His perseverance, determination, and most importantly, his desire to work did not leave anyone indifferent, and the next day, the young man became a full-fledged employee of the workshop. It's worth noting that in 19th century Europe, making boxes and packaging luggage were highly respected and popular crafts. Thanks to his perseverance, within a few years, Louis earned a reputation among the wealthy Parisians as one of the best practitioners in the trade. At the age of 33, already a successful groom with a good income and status, Louis married 17-year-old Clémence. Together, they opened their own workshop in one of the industrial suburbs of Paris through their joint efforts. In 1854, Louis opened his own workshop on Capucin Street, next to Vendôme Square. The sign on the main entrance proclaimed, "Reliably packing the most fragile items, specializing in packaging fashion." Most of his work in the beginning consisted of individual orders. For example, in 1856, one of the workshop's orders was making trunks for transportation for one of the famous French circuses. However, this wasn't entirely satisfactory for Louis. While the business was thriving and there were enough orders and money, he was just one of hundreds of masters like him. Louis was so good at what he did that he decided to do something that could make him famous. He thought long and hard, looking for options. What else could be invented, as it seemed that everything had already been invented before him? However, a brilliant idea came to his mind, and later this idea became a reality in 1858, when Vuitton introduced his revolutionary waterproof trunks with rectangular shapes and rounded lids. Using canvas for the lining instead of leather, they became so successful that they defined the form of travel bags for the next 70 years. The Trianon, the world's first suitcase with a flat lid that opened from the side, was a significant departure from the conventional convex-shaped trunks that opened from the top to prevent water from accumulating during rainy weather. The Trianon was lined with waterproof fabric, and its flat shape made it much more compact, allowing suitcases to be stacked on top of each other. The success of the new model was also due to the fact that people were increasingly traveling by railway. The convenience of the new accessory attracted the wealthiest clientele, leading to a real success. Orders poured in by the hundreds, and news of this miraculous suitcase spread far beyond France. Yet, as often happens, with success came challenges. Louis Vuitton faced a significant problem. His trunks were being widely counterfeited. However, he believed that since he was the first to invent it, his suitcase should stand out from all the others. Therefore, to give his products individuality, it was decided to develop an original pattern that would stand out from the dull and familiar shades of other trunks and bags. To differentiate from competitors, first came the brown-beige stripe, followed by the checkerboard print, which even now, many years later, is associated solely with this brand. From the very beginning, the store's clients were well-off individuals who appreciated quality and beauty. One of them was Napoleon III's wife, Eugénie. Thanks to her, Louis Vuitton's store attracted the attention of many wealthy people in the country, ensuring the success of his future career. From that moment, his business rapidly ascended. In 1867, Louis received a bronze medal at the International Exhibition in Paris for his contribution to society, as the whole world was now traveling with Louis Vuitton's luggage. However, everything wasn't as idyllic as it seemed. In 1871, as a result of the Franco-Prussian War, the workshop was destroyed, with most of the equipment and tools stolen. It was a challenging time for our protagonist, who had devoted all his efforts to developing this direction. He quickly took matters into his own hands and, within a short period, managed to restore production. The demand for his products was so high that in 1885 he opened his first store outside of France. The stores in London became particularly popular after the boutiques opening on the shores of Albion in 1885. A special mark of authenticity, the L. Vuitton de Port mark, appeared on each product, which was a precautionary measure at the time when counterfeiting was difficult. From 1857 to 1936, Louis Vuitton and his son, Georges, worked tirelessly on the fashion house's endeavors. In 1886, they jointly patented the spring lock, the design of which is still used today. All lock models were kept in the workshops, in case an owner needed another key until Louis's death. Louis dedicated himself to his beloved craft, inventing and developing convenient handles for carrying trunks, attempting to change the corner inserts on suitcases, giving them a more elegant design. He had about 100 inventions and innovations, many of which we use today without realizing they were devised 100 years ago. The son of a poor farmer died a great master, a title he rightfully earned at the age of 70, after which the business passed on to his son, Georges Vuitton. It was under Georges' guidance that the legendary monogram with flowers, diamonds, and the initials LV was created in memory of his father. The first trunk with this unusual design appeared in 1897 and is still in use today. The son of the legendary founder set himself the global goal of elevating the brand to an international level, a goal he achieved with Georges' help. New stores opened in New York and Buenos Aires. It was Georges who opened the largest and most famous store in Paris, located on the city's outskirts in 1901. In 1925, the steamer bag was created at the request of Coco Chanel, which became the prototype of modern backpacks. However, the most sought-after women's handbags, the Keepel models, appeared as early as 1930, initially conceived as bags for transporting dirty laundry. This model remains one of the most popular even today. Following Georges, the leadership of the company passed into the hands of his son, Gaston Louis Vuitton, the grandson of Louis Vuitton. He, in turn, transformed the brand and made adjustments to its design. Under his tenure, the legendary monogram became smaller and could be accommodated on all products. During World War II, the Louis Vuitton brand maintained ties with fascists. This historical period is one the company prefers not to dwell upon, although some facts from that time are openly available. It is known that a sign hung at the entrance of the flagship boutique in Paris with a fascist-oriented message, "Entry forbidden for Jews." However, despite these events, decades later, Louis Vuitton remained a symbol of status, good taste, and impeccable quality. The entrepreneurial spirit of its leaders led to the opening of brand boutiques worldwide. The 1970s marked a period of relaunch and rapid development for Louis Vuitton. The company grew from 2 exclusive stores and 11 million euros in sales revenue in the early 70s to 125 stores generating 600 million euros in 1989. In 1987, Louis Vuitton merged with another luxury and major brand, Moet Hennessy, forming a holding company named LVMH. Today, it owns over 70 brands, including Christian Dior, Hennessy, and Givenchy, among others. Louis Vuitton bags and luggage remain popular among many global celebrities and well-known personalities, including Princess Diana, Audrey Hepburn, Angelina Jolie, and Kim Kardashian. Remarkably, the manufacturing technology of the luggage has remained unchanged since the first workshop. The body of the suitcase is still made of poplar wood, and elements like corner protection and reliable locks have endured. It is worth noting that the company offers a lifetime guarantee on all its products, and if there are signs of wear, scratches, or accidental damage, they are restored by specialized repair services. Essentially, you are buying a suitcase for life. In 1989, one of its main shareholders, French billionaire Bernard Arnault, took control of the company, and in 1997, Marc Jacobs became the brand's creative director. Under his leadership, the brand reached new heights, introducing collections of men's and women's clothing and footwear, and even dressing models in rugged men's boots and lightweight silk dresses for the first time. Exclusive accessories, jewelry items. Every new fashion show is a spectacle where models ride carousels, emerge from elevators, and descend escalators. Marc worked for the company for a whole 16 years. In November 2013, the entire women's clothing line was taken over by the young Mission's Nicolas Ghesquière, who previously worked with Jean-Paul Gaultier. His appointment lifted Louis Vuitton to a new level. His first collection, produced while at Louis Vuitton, was hailed by the press as a triumph, as his fresh perspective on the brand's aesthetics, inspired by the 1960s and 1970s, fundamentally changed the company's concept. Today, this luxury fashion house has its flagship stores in 53 countries worldwide. It is a tradition for the company to return all unsold bags to Paris, where they are burned to prevent counterfeiting and maintain the brand's exclusivity and quality. In 2016, many Louis Vuitton boutiques began selling a collection of women's fragrances created by Jacques Cavalier, and in 2018, a men's cologne was released. Since the summer of 2019, the company has been producing unisex perfumes that have immediately won the hearts of all brand enthusiasts. Louis Vuitton bags are considered the most expensive in the world, ranging in price from $5,000 to $55,000. There are also Louis Vuitton contraceptives, each costing $65. Louis Vuitton never sells its bags, clothing, and accessories wholesale or at discounted prices, presenting the perfect combination of classic and contemporary styles. Louis Vuitton was the first brand to use celebrities, singers, and actors as models in advertising. One of its ads even featured Mikhail Gorbachev himself. The owner of Louis Vuitton, Bernard Arnault, had a net worth of $102 billion in 2017, placing him in the top 10 wealthiest people in the world. One of the most notable scandals resulting in legal action was against Britney Spears, Sony BMG, and MTV Online. The singer was found guilty of trademark infringement in her music video, Do Something, which featured a pink Louis Vuitton monogrammed dashboard. Sony BMG and MTV Online had to pay the brand $80,000 each for broadcasting the video. Another interesting fact is that in 2014, a special custom order was made for the prima ballerina of the Mariinsky Theatre, Diana Vishneva. The suitcase contained 6 packs and 18 pairs of pointe shoes, as well as the ballerina's accessories. In 2019, the brand's best craftsman made a trunk to transport the World Cup trophy, a 6-kilogram trophy made of gold and adorned with malachite, traveling the world in a secure box with the logo of this brand. It is worth noting that the French fashion house can be easily recognized, not only by its unique print, and thanks to the amazing quality of the product. Boutiques opened in many countries bring the brand significant profits annually, making it one of the best and most successful in the world. And by the way, Travel bags and suitcases are still in great demand and sold out instantly. The motto, "Every suitcase must combine high mobility and lightness," remains relevant to this day. Friends, have you had items from this brand? Be sure to write in the comments. That's all for today. Rate the video.